What does it take to become a Call of Duty killer?
What you're seeing is advanced warfare.
So recently there's been a new game taking the world by storm. A lot of CoD content creators are calling this the CoD Killer. But what exactly would kill Call of Duty? And do we want Call of Duty dead? The most obvious and straightforward answer is probably no. I think the thing CoD players want most out of a supposed CoD killer is just a CoD competitor. XDEFIANT to many longtime CoD fans seems to be hitting the spot, but there actually were several times in the past CoD felt threatened by other franchises and had potential to overtake it. I'm talking about Titanfall and Fortnite. There's no denying CoD went to the future because of Titanfall and other space or exo movement oriented games like Destiny. And there's no denying CoD Blackout's existence was because of Fortnite's success the previous year. So for something like XDEFIANT to come in and kill Call of Duty without any significant innovation, will it succeed? Are things like map voting, no skill-based matchmaking, a prestige mode, drop-down menus, fluid movement that doesn't lose momentum from actions like sliding, or even the return of decently balanced specialist abilities? Would stuff like that build up a new passionate audience? Or would it just attract fans that are longing for CoD to return to its roots, or at least back to the advanced movement era? Cause what I can tell from my own playtime on XDEFIANT, which is pretty limited so far, it doesn't seem to be doing something as innovative as Fortnite or as different as Titanfall. I will definitely try to review the game once I get enough playtime, once I personally feel like I'm good enough at the game. However, as it stands now, I don't think it's really differentiating itself from other hero shooters or really Call of Duty itself. It kinda needs that grab, like how Fortnite had building and battle royale, or how 3D movement took the gaming space by storm. Not to mention this game is under the Tom Clancy franchise, although they did take the title out. They are still using factions throughout multiple of their games. You got Splinter Cell, Far Cry, and more. However, while I was streaming this game the other day, I did have one of the fans from the Tom Clancy franchise, which I am not part of typically. They came into chat and they were kind of disappointed that they were mashing up a whole bunch of different Tom Clancy universes into one wacky 6v6 shooter. So if like XDEFIANT's not even gonna appeal to its own Tom Clancy franchise, like they're limiting their audience even more. Heck, even with Call of Duty, I'm starting to feel a little bit alienated with the addition of the Shredder skin and these bunny costumes. They're clearly just not Modern Warfare 2 themed. So anyway, like XDEFIANT also kinda drifts away from the more tactical feel of a lot of Tom Clancy games. It's really heavily marketing to the Call of Duty crowd with its fast arcadey gameplay. Guns ADS fast, the movement is fluid, and also like the minimap's got red dots for unsuppressed weapon fire. However, I will say that there are no streaks in the game, so like you can't call in a UAV for example. So in a lot of ways, yes, it is kind of like old Call of Duty, but in other ways it's kind of regressed Call of Duty. You don't have streaks. And something else I would really like to note here is that the map design is a lot different from Call of Duty's. It's extremely porous on some maps, but there is some variety too. I noticed this like snowy street map with brick buildings. That one has more lanes. And as for like map charm itself, I feel like that one was like the best. It did it pretty well. There's elevation, but all the stuff. It's not really enough to overthrow CoD. The most we really want is something that rivals CoD, right? XDEFIANT, it's an okay alternative. Maybe you'll like it if you give it a try, but I don't think it's gonna attract a new crowd that can grow as big as Call of Duty as it stands now. However, there is one franchise that I think can overcome Call of Duty, or at least match it. You guys might recall Activision striking down a lot of Call of Duty maps that were located in this fabulous game. Maybe you've heard of it, it's called Fortnite. Yeah, this game is very popular. I feel like yes, Activision was striking down Call of Duty maps in Fortnite because they are copyrighted, but also I feel like they were a little bit threatened. With the addition of Creative 2.0, a lot of people have been creating Call of Duty maps and Call of Duty game modes and just putting them into Fortnite, and it's not that Call of Duty owns the game modes either. Fortnite could literally use those game modes as their default modes without an issue. You don't own Team Deathmatch, you don't own Domination, you don't own Search and Destroy. But you know what Fortnite does own? A very passionate player base. And they own their own map creator, so like, haha, it's not like exclusive to Fortnite. Any game can have a map creator, but Fortnite actually has one implemented in for the fans to use. It's something that I think Call of Duty really lacks, but also if it was implemented, your game would just be unstoppable. You would have a constant flow of new content. So yeah, while XDEFIANT might fix some problems in Call of Duty, problems that were just generated by not including things that were in Call of Duty in the past, it doesn't also provide something that CoD has never had that players like secretly want. Modern Warfare 2 is a really good Call of Duty that just regressed in some areas with progression and the perk system. But one universal issue I see everywhere in Call of Duty is that we don't have enough new content post-launch, and that's partially due to this franchise always having a yearly cycle. But then you have a game like Fortnite that's been going strong since 2017 and is still going strong. The creative mode has just expanded over the years. It's been like, what, 6 years? And they've been adding new POIs to the Fortnite maps, I should say, meaning that the creative mode and all its resources have just been stacking up all these years as well. In my opinion, Fortnite's just like Minecraft on steroids, guys. The creator itself is just so simple and easy to use. Everything's like on a grid system. You can place items wherever you want. From a creative standpoint, it's just amazing. So Epic Games, I would just love to see it if you guys could just create a 66 playlist, a mode, kind of like how there's Save the World and Battle Royale. An official mode where you can just play on anyone's map you want. Maybe add some verified maps where you can actually like add a progression system that integrates with it. That would be really cool too. Fortnite progression is super good and super consumer friendly. I mean, like, they get weekly contracts, there's daily contracts, there's event contracts and event loot, and then the battle pass is just leveled up by completing contracts and getting your XP. I really could not ask for anything better than Fortnite's progression. So because Fortnite has a really good progression system and a mode that could potentially rival Call of Duty's 6v6 with a constant flow of new content, a passionate creative player base, the possibilities of just great success are right there. It's a gold mine. So in conclusion, XDEFIANT, you got an interesting foundation, but you kind of lack something new that's exclusive to that game and elevates it above others. I do appreciate the polish and the flow this game's got, but we gotta remember, this is just still a beta, a closed beta for that matter. There's a way to go until the game actually launches, and I would not sleep on this game. It is pretty fun, but calling it a CoD killer this early on, it's a little silly. Don't kid yourself, but also don't sleep on it. It could turn into something beautiful one day. Just look at Fortnite. It had really bad graphics and even colors when the game first launched. Not nearly as much controller support either, but look at it today. It's wonderful. I think the discourse around Call of Duty just kind of sucks nowadays. Like, there's people that are defending the current cosmetics in CoD because apparently it promotes creativity. But in reality, what we should really be like trying to urge our way towards is player creative freedom. Something that's consumer friendly. And well, Fortnite is free to play after all. I almost think I'm actually kind of coming around to thinking that Prestigious Key was kind of right about Call of Duty becoming free to play. Is Call of Duty really that premium product we still remember? Do premium products charge this much for store cosmetics? I'm trying to get at that, like, I don't think Call of Duty would really change much if the multiplayer was free to play as well. Look at the support Warzone is getting along with DMZ. It's incredible, but multiplayer, even though it costs $70 USD to buy, it doesn't get the premium support that Warzone and DMZ are getting. The main argument that I've kind of seen around why Call of Duty should not go free to play is because then we cannot express our standards properly because everything is free content. But I'm kind of climbing up out of that rabbit hole. Just because it's free does not mean we can't have our opinions, especially when you got 2400 CoD point bundles and store cosmetics that are pay to win in the free to play mode DMZ. I don't really care that the mode is free to play, I just care that it's pay to win now, and I've made videos on this Mattsuki 2.0 channel about that. If players aren't really satisfied with the amount of content that we're getting in a free to play game, like, there's no obligation to keep playing. If you bought a $70 game, there is an obligation there to get your money's worth out of it. I kind of do like this choice to support a game, you know? But hey, that's what I think it takes to become a CoD killer. Knockoff doesn't really get you somewhere, even if it's trying to improve Call of Duty, but doesn't include everything that Call of Duty does. You gotta innovate, you gotta be consumer friendly, and that's about it. I really do think this video deserves a like, so if you guys would be so generous and maybe smash a like button down there and comment below your opinions, your thoughts on XDEFIANT and what a CoD killer could be, how successful Fortnite could be in your mind as well. Leave all your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, homies.